Fora TV. The world is thinking.
Once Christianity comes on the scene, suicide is prohibited. Right? Suicide is prohibited, and all philosophers that are within the orbit of Christianity accept that prohibition. Things begin to break down in the 18th century. There's this text that I found, thanks to an Italian friend, incredibly obscure text by someone called Radicati di Passarano, which is a philosophical dissertation upon suicide, 1732. And this is the first text that I know of which defends the right to suicide. And it led to a spate of people taking their lives in London in the year after. This character, Radicati, was chased out of England and died in the United Provinces in the Dutch Republic after having converted back to Protestantism. The philosophical figure who really first defends the right to suicide is David Hume. And Hume's view is that one must have the right over one's life, right, to choose whether one lives or dies. And he says, no man or woman ever threw away their life willy-nilly, right? It's not something you're just going to decide to do. So it seems to me that debates in the West are still very much in the shadow of that Christian conception of suicide. Think about the debates that arose after the Terry Schiavo case some years ago. So that's the history of it. And I think we need to grow up and think in a little bit more of a mature way about the question of suicide. You know, from both points of view. My personal view is that people do not throw away their lives willy-nilly, and if there's a situation where the case of a terminal illness or whatever, people should have the right to take their own lives. That's my view. And in Britain, this is the whole debate that arose around this organisation Dignitas in Switzerland, where you've got a lot of cases, or a certain number of cases of people with terminal illnesses on their own, or in some cases couples, who travel to Zurich, and Dignitas, they have a voluntary death because suicide is still illegal in Britain. Now, it seems to me that we need to, at the very least, grow up and have a debate about that.